Yeah, I just caught AI, that professional AI. Here's what the business people do. They hire that AI, the professional AI. They hire it. They pay for it. And what it does is it listens to you talk and it analyzes to the person that bought the program what you're saying. And if you don't want to pay back money, they tell you how not to pay it back. Because I went to the Spectrum and she was standing there. She had her hand over her ear like this. She thought I didn't know what she's doing. She just had her hand over her ear like this. She's listening to AI, and AI is listening to me talk to her. And I told her I had a phone and it had these bad dots on it. I want to trade it back in because that's the deal. You can trade it back in for no reason, really. And she goes, "Where'd you get the phone?" And I says, "It was sent to me on the internet here." "Oh, that's the internet, not here, not because AI is telling her how to get out from giving me my money back or trade me another phone or something to get money back." AI's telling her how not. So you didn't buy that phone here. You bought that off the internet. I said, the Spectrum. They When I told them what was wrong with it, they sent me here to your Vestal office. So I'm here and I got these dots on my phone that showed up. I want a new phone. I want to trade it in. No, you bought that off the internet. We don't have that here in that deal here in this store. Listen to the AI, right? That's what she's lying to me. The liar. Boy, I'm telling you. That's how they get ahead. They got this AI. Like these people that watch for people if they got their hand over their ear like this. They might be rubbing their head. They put their hand over their ear like this. They're listening to AI because AI is listening to you and what you're saying. They're analyzing what you're saying, and they're answering her in your ear. They got you all figured out and everything just by talking to you. Listen to you talk. They can sit there, you go 2 words, and they'll make a whole story out of it. Last for an hour. AI will do that. Make a story out of 2 words. You put, okay, Old Testament versus New Testament. I'm just using that as an example. AI will go Old Testament, and then I'll come back and I'll give you all the details about the Old Testament and the New Testament, and then make up this story about the Old Testament and the New Testament. That's what they do, and that's what they do to you when you come in and try to get your money back. They got it programmed how not to give you your money back. They listen to what you say. I says, "Well, I got this on the phone, on the internet. Uh, I ordered another phone," and they said, "I bought the original phone from you guys. When I went to the internet to collect my warranty and all that other stuff on it, they says, 'Okay, what's wrong with it?' And I says, 'Well, it turned black and white. Everything's not color anymore.' 'Oh, that's a defect in the phone. Okay, we'll send you a new phone, and you put the old phone and return it back to us in the package within 14 days.' Well, they're betting on it. You forget, you're old. And I had to mention, I forgot. So guess what happened? They charged me $1,200 because I didn't get the phone back. They sent me a new phone, but I didn't get the old phone back in time. So they charged me $1,200. They didn't tell me they were going to do that. This is to get the phone back in 14 days. Oh, we'll charge you $1,200. Well, man, that would have put. They didn't tell you that. You have to return the phone in 14 days, or you get charged $1,200. Oh, come on, man. You see what's happening? We're being taken over by foreign countries and foreign businesses, and they're not giving you, they're giving you a dime back. Not a dime. And where are you going to take them? You can't take them to court. You sign arbitration. We gave our government away. We don't realize it yet. We're giving our government away. We're a strong military. But if the infrastructure falls apart, who's going to pay the military? Martial law. Take over the United States. Start getting rid of all this crap. Kick out all them stinking laws in there. That's the only way you're going to get rid of them laws, because they're all going to be parading down the street with their colors saying, oh, we have our rights. We have our rights. Yeah, well, you're going to let the Sharia in too? You let the Muslims in, and they have the thing there, you can marry 9-year-old as soon as they're puberty. You can get married. You're going to allow that to happen in the United States? And if you do that, then you got to give the homosexuals their rights. Because why? They adopt a child, 9 years old, of puberty, because you gave the rights to the Muslims of puberty. They can marry when something reaches a puberty at 9 years old. Yeah. In the olden days, they got married at 6, and then they were consummated at 9. Man, that's backwards. That's backwards. Sorry. Grab a little child out of it. A little 6-year-old and marry it, and then 9-year-old, she's got to do her thing with you. Ah, that's sick. That is antiquated sickness. So if we give the rights to the Sharia, and the homosexuals are going to say, well, what about our rights? We want to marry at 9 years old with the consent of the adult. So they become an adult. They go in an orphanage and they adopt a child. They bring it home, and it listens every night, about how they're making love and pickle smooching and all that crap, gagging and joking. And the kid reaches maturity, 9 years old. He's listening with a jar of Vaseline in his hand. And then some guy sees him. He's a multi-millionaire. I'll give you $200,000 for him. Oh, I want to marry. So they got the consent of the parent. So they marry the child. That's what's going to happen, people. Think about it. Think about what can happen. You don't think about the consequences. You just go, oh, well, we'll give the poor people, they've been suffering a long time. We'll give them their rights. So you give them their rights, and what does it do? What rights does it take away from you? They flamboyantly walk down the street with their colors. You want that ruling the United States of America, people? I'm an actor. I can act out any personality I want. But I'm just trying to tell you, if you give the rights to the Sharia that they can come in and marry 9-year-olds, then the homosexuals are going to want to marry 9 years old with the consent of their parents. So the parents go in, 2 guys, and adopt a child out of a nursing home, out of a orphanage, bring it home. Years there, he's listening at night with daddy and they're gagging and joking and oohing and ahhing and stuff. And then the kid reaches maturity. What's going to stop the parents from one of their boyfriends coming over and say, oh, I've got millions of dollars. I'll give you $200,000 for him. And they consent. So he marries the 9-year-old. Some old homo with big money marries a 9-year-old. That's what's going to happen. If you can think it, it can happen. People, think about it. Because if you can think it, it can happen. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. But it can happen if you can think it. You're in this world just as much as anybody else, and whatever you think can become a reality. And that's why Jesus said if you sin in your heart, you might as well have done it in the flesh. You can't even look at women and undress them and do the thing, lust. There's no lust in heaven. All you guys flying planes in the buildings and everything, thinking you're going to go to heaven as 17 virgins. What are you going to do with them? You can't do nothing with them. There's no sex in heaven. Idiots. Get with the program. Get into the 21st century, man. You're thinking about these antiquated sheiks are telling you all kinds of things. They have the authority. Oh, this is what you're going to have. I have an authority, and you're going to have 17 virgins when you get to heaven. Well, the 17 virgins went to heaven because they were virgins. So now they're going to give them to these maniacs flying planes into buildings. You're going to give them 17 virgins? Come on, think about it, people. Get your head together and think about it. You're getting hoodwinked. That's an antiquated religion. Come home. You're the firstborn. First seed, not first. Yeah, and the firstborn of Abraham. We're all under the same God. Allah and Elohim are the same God. They're the same. We're all together, people. Don't listen to people who say they're not. You believe in one monolithic, one God. We believe in one God, not poly, many gods. We don't believe in many gods. We believe in one God, the Jerusalem God. Jesus, look, here's what it is. The Islam says he was a great prophet. And you know what Jesus said? He says, I must rise to the Father who is greater than I. So he admitted that he was a prophet, like what they believe. Islam believes that he was a great prophet and that the Blessed Mother, Fatima. Oh, listen to the message of Fatima, all you Arabs. Fatima, it's your call home. Come eat and body and drink the blood of Jesus, crucified, and live forever. Save your whole family, generation after generation. Jesus said, if you love me, I'll save your whole family. So come home, Muslims. We love you. We know you're honest. We know you're good. You can keep your religious practices, except for maybe shouting out during the daytime all day long. You hear this 5 times a day, this whatever they do. I don't know anything about my heritage. I'm embarrassed, but I'm finding out. I'm going to find out about my heritage. What's the Muslims? What are they? How do they? I'm a Catholic. I'm a Roman Catholic. And my mother is a Jew. Her whole line of people were all Jewish, all the way down through that, from Mary Magdalene. She stems from, and the royalty that goes with that. They say, this is the story. Now, I don't know how true it is. Now, come on now, don't beat me up. I just heard it, just like you're going to hear it, that Mary Magdalene came into northern France, which is now called France, after the crucifixion. Since she was in the royalty of the crucifixion, the royalty of the Jews, Christian Jews, who were royalty. There was Christian Jews who were royalty, and peasants and royalty couldn't marry. But because Mary Magdalene was Mary of Magdalene, I guess it was, she was of the crucifixion, so they were Christian Jews, so they said that she was royalty. She was the only one, the Blessed Mother and her and John were at the foot of the cross. Everybody else took off, man. Even after they saw the sea calmed, self-preservation set in, see? They feared for their lives, so they all ran. Except for the ones that didn't care about their lives. They just cared about Jesus. They stayed. And that was his mother, his brother, and, well, they're like cousins. They're called brothers. Cousins are, back then, if you were related, it's like I have second cousins and I have first cousins and all that stuff. Third cousin. I wanted to date one of my cousins. That's when I was younger. She was my second cousin, but it was too close related. If we got hooked up and everything, I didn't know if I could have kids or not. Anything they say it's not good to do that, to marry somebody that's related to you. So I did. I swayed away from it. I'm glad I did because I got Susie anyway. So she's been a good woman to me. She always forgives me over time. It's she'll go for days hating my ass because I did something. Well, she wants to see. Her thing is she wants this house clean. She can't do it. And the deal was I build it, she cleans it. Now she can't do it. So now I got to clean it. And it's not getting clean. It's not getting clean. And she's. Here she goes. See what I mean? Right in the middle of everything. Every time she listens. And then when I'm saying something she doesn't approve of, she butts in. Busts in. Or then sometimes she's got to use the bathroom. With me, every time I stand up, I got to use the bathroom. Because all the fluids, they settle to the bottom to be released, and you got, I got to pee. So I'm just telling you how life is. What was I going to tell you about? Oh, the Muslims and the Sharia law and the homosexuals. If you give Sharia law, they can do their own thing, and homosexuals are going to say, we can do our own thing too. Equal rights, come on now. And they're citizens. A lot of these people come over here from Islam and stuff. They form communities, and they elect their officials. They take over that part where they move in, because they're the majority. And the majority rules. See, United States of America, we are antiquated. We got to start changing laws, changing things the way they are, because they've studied us and they know how they're going to make their move. They're playing chess against the United States of America. Are we going to let them win? I don't think so. I'm not going to let them win as long as I'm alive. I'm going to be on the internet. I'm going to let everybody know. And who knows, maybe one of my films will go viral someday. I got up. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the 3 o'clock hour. It's 5 after 3. And I'm just getting up off the couch. I haven't been off the couches all day. I got a bottle I pee in, and I go empty it now. I gotta go empty it now after she's out of there. After she gets out, I'll go in there and empty my bottle out, and wash my face, and brush my teeth, comb my hair, and celebrate all my grace that I've been granted today. Because each day is a resurrection, people. You go to sleep at night, you're out, man. You're dreaming. You're in another world, man. Don't bug me. I'm resting. Then you wake up to a new day. And that's what God knew that was going to happen to us. If we wake up, we got to be renewed, right? Well, if we have sins on our souls, if we've got sin, that's why he instituted the sacrament of confession, reconciliation. Confess your sins. I've got notes on it. I was just listening to it this morning. Father Chris Eller, that man, I like that guy. He could be my son. Really. I would have trained him just like he is. Yeah. He's a good man. Listen to that man. And hopefully the devil don't get him somehow in a trap. Because he'll spring a trap on you and make it look like you did something and you didn't do it. But it will look like he did. He's got those traps, I'm telling you, people. You're fighting against demonic forces, and they're smarter than us, human beings. And if we don't surrender to God and let him take charge and eat his body and drink his blood, we don't have a chance. He's going to take us right to hell with him. We're going to stink as much as him when we start rotting. Because that's what you do in hell, you rot. like a can of dead worms in the sun. Did you ever smell that? Yuck! Yuck! So when you're locked in the hell forever, they seal the door so they can't smell you. All the rotting souls in there. Well, I sure hope I don't end up there. I sure hope I don't, God. It's your will. I can't make it. You're the only one that can do it. And you said, if I eat your body, drink your blood, confess my sin, I'll live forever. But I have to have remorse, true remorse for my sin. I have tears of remorse all the time when I think about how I stabbed God in the back. Like I played that song on the harmonica. I don't know if where is it? Maybe it's not meant to be. I'm not going to play that song. I'll try and see if I can. This might stick. This is there's certain types of harmonicas. Like this is a blues harp, but it sticks. It's not broken. It's brand new. Oh, that should be good right now, Sue. I'm looking forward to it. Now you brought it up. I got a can right here. I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna empty this out, wash it out, and then get up there and get me some of that too. Oh, is it done? Is the spinach done? That the spinach is done on the top. Everything else is done. It's been in there all night. Is it hot? Is it hot?
No, it's not. It's barely done.
Because it was put on warm. So put it on hot, and then it's on warm right now. So put it on high, and then come back in half an hour, and everything will be cool. Sorry about that. I thought it would stay warm as it was, but it doesn't. It gets cold, doesn't it? I haven't tried it yet. I was smelling it this morning, so it had turned off. I smelled it this morning, so it had to be hot enough.
No, it's not. It doesn't cook on warm.
Yeah, well, maybe somehow I got a whiff of the steam coming out of it somehow.
Don't worry about it.
Well, anyways, it'll be on. It'll be okay. We'll have dinner here around 4 or 5, somewhere around there. I cooked a roast, and we had it last night. Vegetables in it, and I put new vegetables in the sauce and all that because there was roast left over. I said, well, just make another pot because we ate all the vegetables. My wife loves it. She came in here 4 times with a pan, a pan about as big as this, a great big jar like this, She filled that up 4 times. I felt good because usually she won't eat what I make. She says they're too spicy. So I didn't spice this up at all. I just put onion soup in it, that dry onion soup. And all I did was add water in that dry onion soup. And I put some garlic powder and garlic onion in it too. But then I spread it all through there and I put the water in. I think it took 5 or 6 bottles of waters to fill it up. And then you just let her go and all night long. And man, you start smelling that and you wake up in the morning and you smell it. Oh man, now that's a house. That's, you're living in a home when you wake up and you smell the food cooking. We got a crock pot. So I did that. I do a lot around here. I can do it. But the thing is like, I'm sick. If I can just get better. See how I'm talking through my nose? And I can't talk through my nose. Now I got to get that vibrator again. See, I can't watch. I'm trying to breathe, right? I can't. I can't breathe through my nose. Now watch this. I'll put this on. You got to hold down on it, and it starts it. There it goes. And it has another speed, and then another speed. 3 speeds. And then there's a place in the back of your neck where you can put this right there. Oh my God. It's vibrating my forehead, my nose, my sinuses. Wait, watch now. Watch. I discovered this. I have a 2-year degree in sports therapy. So I like reflexology and I don't know, needle, putting needles in you and stuff. I don't know. Well, it's an art, but I'd rather vibrate the area. Oh, that's right on the back of my medulla. Oh, medulla. Medulla. Cerebellum. Cerebellum. I used to know the name of every part of my body and everything when I took 50 years ago when I I took sports medicine. I used to know every bone and everything and the name of them and everything. But all it is now is it's deep down knowledge that I have that I had when I was 50 years ago, and now it's time for it to bloom. And I go, oh, right on the top of my nose, right there. Look at this. Watch. I'm breathing through my nose. Watch. I'm not breathing through my mouth. Watch. Right through my nose. I cleared it up just by doing this. This is I call it vibration therapy reflexology. You go to all the points of reflexology. You can follow those charts and vibrate it. Now, like right here, I'm working on these eyes because I had real baggy eyes. But I'm putting this right underneath here, and you got to close your eye because you don't want this on top of your eyeball or vibrating your eyeball because you got a lot of nerves and everything in there. You don't want to do that. But you see, this is. Let me show you. I'll shut this off for a minute. You're instructed to take your fingers and every morning, all your bags, you push them up into your eye and let them go down. All that blood and everything that's in there, let it go into your eye. Now, what happened? What happened to my bag? It's gone, isn't it? Here's a bag over here. You see what I'm talking about? And you do that every day. Watch you. You go here and you push the bag, the blood and everything that's underneath your eye, and you put it underneath your eyeball, and you let it sink down into your head again. And then you look. Where does it go? No bags. And that's what I'm learning with this. Because I had bags. I had some baggy eyes at one time. But with this right here, put it on low and then do that. But close your eyes so you don't hit this on your eyeball. Because it'll shake everything up. It's too delicate. But you can push this up. There's moistures and water. Everything is right here, right here. Now, if you just put this on your cheek, watch. How soft this tip is. Oh, it's nice. And push it up. Push the moisture and all the black, everything, the blood that's in there. Push it back up into your eye socket. Huh? I look better. You saw. You have to go back to the beginning of the tape. See how baggy my eyes were. Right? I'm just doing this without any creams or anything. You probably could do a better job if you had a cream on there. See how I'm pushing it up? I'm pushing that blood back up into my eye socket and let it go back into my head. Let the blood go back into my head. And that's all you're doing. Because if you do it, you can do it with your finger. You don't have to have a vibrator. You can go like this and hold it there and push it down into the back of your eyeball. Nice and soft now. You don't have to. Nice and delicate. Now, I know things that I didn't learn in sports medicine over the years, you come across all kinds of things like this right here. I never knew anything. To me, that somebody says, "Oh, that looks like a sex toy." No, I hope not. Not for me. We're not going to put that for sex. Well, anyways, yeah, it takes willpower to use one of these things, people, because it wants to go. It wants to head south. Screw that. You go to hell. Go to hell. That's what happens. You get caught masturbating. And masturbation's a sin. Not because of what like say, well, the guy goes, oh, I masturbate, but I don't have sperm. Nothing comes out, but I still have the feeling. Is that wrong? Can I do that? Can I do it if I don't have any sperm coming out? And I go, I'm thinking, it's not the sperm coming out, it's the action. Like say if you're sitting there and Jesus is there, and say his mother, Blessed Mother, and Jesus are in the room with you, and you start masturbating. What are you going to think? What's Blessed Mother going to do? She's going to leave. She's not going to stay around and watch you masturbate. Jesus told me that. He said, Bill, he says, don't masturbate. You want us to come and dwell with you and be with you? Yeah, we know you're celibate. But man, it gets to a point, man, where your back teeth are just floating. You're so horny. Ah, man. In 25 years I've gone through this, people. I'm just trying to tell you what it's like being celibate. It's not a picnic. Definitely not a picnic. And I'm stepping out. I'm going to die. I love you guys. I want to tell you what it's like, what I went through. All you youngies. I think what you should do is get your wings on. I got a tape that I just made. Bumblebee wings. Because when you get out there and do that back step where you look like you're walking forward, but you're actually going backwards, it's that cool step you guys do. And all those steps that you got that do those Michael Jackson beats and all that. Yeah. I still pray for him. I hope to God he, somehow before he died, somebody told him to say the act of contrition or something like that. We don't know what happened to him. Poor guy, man. They got him when he was young, man. He was famous when he was young. And I remember his voice, man. I used to, wow, what a voice. And then he grew up with that beat, Billie Jean beat. Oh, man, I'm telling you. The guy had the gift of music. God blessed him. You got to know that. God blessed him with the gift of music. And he never lost it. So God still loved him. So I pray for him. Padre Pio said this. He was crying one day and his brothers were around him. What are you crying for, Padre? And he says, oh, my father, I'm praying for him. And they go, well, your father, he died 20 years ago. He goes, well, with God, there's no time. So if I want to pray for my father right now, it's just like he just died. And I'm praying for him. God's waiting for me to pray for him. So I'm praying for him with tears and everything. That's what Papa Pio. I call him Papa Pio. He's a good man. I think he's Sicilian too. If he's Sicilian, he might be related to me. Because Sicilians, we're related. If he's Sicilian, Napolitan, I'm Italian, Napolitan, Naples, on the Italian side. But I'm Sicilian. It's not Italian. Sicilians aren't Italians, people. They're blacks from North Africa. They're Caucasian blacks. There's Negro blacks and there's Caucasian blacks. I'm a Caucasian black. You can't tell because I got Irish in me. It's all the white, red. I was born with red hair. And when the sun's shining right, you can see the red hue in my beard because I still have a red hue in there. Doesn't look like it, but I can see it in the back here. I can see some red, certain angles, I can see my red in my hair. I'm a redhead. I was pure, all redhead when I was born. Like my sister got the nappy gene. My sister Marianne. She was born with the hair that's really kinky, like a black person. She probably won't admit she's black, but she was on. You know what? She got a tan and she put her hair up and everything, and it was just like a black person's hair, really nappy and everything. And she had a tan. She hung out. Know who she was? She was secretary for Obama. They were looking at her like, they said, she's black, you know, just like she's a black girl, you know. She was. She is black. She does have black hair, but she didn't know it. She didn't know her heritage because her daughter went overseas, came back and said, Uncle Bell, we don't have any of that stuff. It is, all we are is Italian and Irish. I had my blood checked and everything. We don't have any Jewish in us. I said, really? Jeepers, you had your blood checked? And they just said, you don't have any Jewish in you, huh? I said, oh, okay, well, this is what I'll do. I'll go to the doctors and I'll say, could you check my blood? I want to prove that I'm a Catholic. You think about that one, people. Jews is not a nationality. They're Judaism followers. They're Judaism. They're followers of Judaism. They're Jews. You can be Irish Jew, French Jew, German Jew, whatever Jew, Hebrew Jew. You know, she says, we don't have any Jewish in us, Uncle Bill. I had my blood tested. And I didn't confront her with that because after I thought about it, I said, well, I'll go to the doctors and have my blood tested to see if I'm a Catholic. Because that's what she did when she went over there. They told her, you don't have any Jewish in it, it's not in your blood, you know. And so that's why I said this, Bill, Uncle Bill, we don't have any Jewish in us. I said, how do you know that? He says, I had my blood tested. She goes, they told me I don't have any Jewish in me. They were laughing at her. And here's a doctor from the United States of America, and she doesn't know that Jews are not a nationality, that they're a religion. Jew followers follow Judaism. Catholics are followers of Catholicism. I'm a Catholic. So I go in, what's your nationality? Catholic? No. Listen to this one. I'm Irish. I'm Italian. I'm Arabic. I'm Jewish. Hebrew. Probably Aramaic. I don't know what line Mary of Magdalene was. She was a Jew. And whatever line she was after, that's where I come from. Come down that line. Because she went into Northern Frank, or which is called France now, and because she was in the crucifixion. And back then, royalty and peasantry couldn't mix, so they considered her as being royalty. Because she was in the crucifixion, they were all Christian Jews. So they let her come in. And she, she had children and all that stuff and everything, and she got married and everything. And I'm from that lineage. Now, I'm from the bastard lineage side of it, because my great grandmother was Jewish, but she was a peasant. And the royalty that came down the line from Mary Magdalene, there were royal people who were in royalty. They couldn't marry peasants. It was against the law. You couldn't do that. So they married their own, had their own family, but on the side they had mistresses. And my great grandmother, or whatever it was a mistress of a French aristocrat who was in the line of Mary Magdalene. Coming down the line. This is how I heard the story, This is what my aunts and uncles say. You can only go by what you hear, There's no physical proof. And the DNA could be missing because I said, like, I got these Chinese eyes, And everybody in my family, they don't have Chinese eyes. How did I get Chinese eyes? Well, the DNA guy says you can have the Chinese gene in you. All them horny Chinese came through Sicily way back, trading their goods, like their herbs and their spices and spices and herbs, and what else? Silk. They were wealthy. Why they? They had a lot of money. They had gold, and their gold was just as good as any other. Whoever else was coming through there, Arabs and Jews. I mean, not Jews, but Irish and Italians, and everybody was going through, doing trade back and forth with China, and China was coming here and doing trade. And when they did, there was this island, because they did it on the Mediterranean. There was an island there. It's called Sicily, and that's where I'm from. So all the horny sailors with pockets full of gold stopped in Sicily, and here I am. And nobody knows what you are if you're from a Sicilian. You don't know where you come. Well, you're black from North Africa, but you could be any color really. Because look at me, my dad's an Irishman. Look what happened to me. I'm the white black man. Oh man, the generations have been waiting for the white black man to show up. There's a whole bunch of us out there now. We're called mulatto. Mulatto. That's a mix of many races. Negro and northern blacks and Chinese and Japanese and Americanese. I'm Americanese. I'm Americanese. I can prove it too. You want to see? Here. Yeah, that's a knee, and I got two of them there. I got two knees, so I'm Americanese. I think God, an angel told me the other day, he says, Billy, he says, God's been waiting a long time for you. He's been waiting a long time. I says, why is that? He says, because of your humor and everything. You got a sense of humor. It just cracks him up. Oh, that's good to know. That guy loves me. Oh, he likes my sense of humor. Because he tells me jokes and I roll on the floor. He probably likes to watch me roll. He tells me a joke and he wants me roll around on the floor laughing my keister off, He tells me jokes, man. I can't. They're good jokes too, man. They're just, the way they are, though. The jokes it's your life situation that you're in, and he takes and twists it around a little bit, like you look at it differently, what you're doing, and then it just strikes you funny. I can't relate it to you. He knows everything about you, what you're going to do. He even plays find a peanut with you. You'll be lost something and you'll be looking around for it. He knows right where it is. You're praying to him, God, come on, help me find this. Help me find it. No, I want you to clean up the floor first and then I'll let you find it, is what he's saying in the background. Because he's trying to motivate me to get me to clean the house again now. I had this cleaned up a couple of weeks ago, but now I've been laying around and I went outside and I got cold. With the cold, after I took a shower, I went outside and I walked around and come back in for an hour or so. My hands were freezing off. So was it that cold out? Because my hands I had to rub them real hard and everything because they were frostbite-like. I could feel them, So that's how cold it was out. And I didn't realize I'm just out there walking around, everything like I'm 20 years old, And I come back in the house and I stuff up. I start sneezing. I start coughing. And then I end up in bed for 2 more weeks now. I was just getting over it, too. That's why I was outside, because I was feeling better. I went outside and I didn't realize how cold it was. Should have had a jacket on. Went out there to try to fix my lights on the front of my fence. And I realized my hands were freezing off. Man, I can't even use my fingers and stuff. So I went back in the house. I realized it's because I'm a heavy man. I'm like 250 pounds somewhere around here. I got lots of blubber to to insulate me. So I don't realize how cold it is sometimes. So, but if it gets down to 7 degrees or 0, I know I don't go out. I know how that's cold for me, man. My fat won't insulate that. But I'm losing. I was down to 217 before I got the sickness again. See, how many months ago? A couple of months ago, I was down to 217. I was up to 358. I'm down to 217. I said, I'm going to get down under 200. Then I got sick again and laid around. Now I'm back up to 250. Or I don't know what I'll be in again. Probably about 243. I'll be lucky if it's 237. I'll be lucky because that's probably what it is. Because I haven't really eaten much. I had dinner last night. I have been drinking a lot of water, which I should be drinking. You all should be drinking a lot of water every day. As soon as you get up, you have a bottle of water, or reverse osmosis water. And they'll say, well, so what's reverse osmosis? Well, it takes the fish slime out and the frog puke and everything else that's in the water. You don't think about that, do you? All that stuff is in the water too. And reverse osmosis takes everything 1 micron and above out of the water. Arsenic and everything, man. Reverse osmosis is good. So what? The bottle leaches over time if it's kept in the sun, and the water will be leached by the plastic, and the plastic will leach into the water. But I don't think the plastic leaching into the water has anything that is virus, that a virus can catch onto, or some type of thing. What's going on, baby? Okay, I'm going to end this. I'll see you all later. I love you all. Bye.